Good afternoon, and thank you for attending to my talk today. To start, I'll give an analogy that resembles soccer in the brain. The team is the brain, and the goal in my specific example is to learn a language. Each player in my analogy is a different frequency that brains can oscillate. For example, we have theta here. And each frequency plays some job in getting the task done. The trick is that we don't fully understand the job each frequency plays in getting the task done. But now we are at halftime and we can see that the players are resting on the bench. The resting players are analogous for the brain at rest, also known as resting state. Resting state is a task-free method of measuring the baseline activity of the brain. Our lab has only measured what these players are doing at rest and found that beta, in particular, relates to how well someone will learn a language. The goal of this study was to understand what the beta measured at rest is doing on the field during a language learning game. Using a mediation analysis, we tested two hypotheses: that resting state beta related to individual differences in motor control or cognitive control, and that those predicted language learning. What we found was that resting state beta was not related to individual differences in motor control and cognitive control, and subsequently that individual differences in both controls did not predict language learning. With respect to resting state beta and language learning, we replicated the previous results, after controlling for individual alpha frequency, which we thought could be a potential confound. Specifically, we confirmed that high power in the low beta band and high beta band was correlated with the rate in learning a second language. Lastly, in my study, rather than using an absolute frequency cutoff for beta, we defined it based on someone's alpha peak, essentially shifting these two graphs so that the peaks are aligned. And after applying this method, we still found the differences. This shows that this division best captures variability across individuals while maintaining stability across the test sessions. In conclusion, despite the lack of significant results from this study relating motor and cognitive control as mechanisms of beta to predict language learning, on a bigger scale, this study set the groundwork for exploring the possibility that online beta mechanisms are related to offline beta mechanisms. It will be important that future studies exploring the relation between task-free beta and online beta consider the robust and reliable methods to account for individual differences. Thank you so much for listening to my talk today. I will now take any questions.